And Jake Browning looks to throw on the game's first play. It's a crossing. Andre Bocelli is coming off his biggest game of the season in that Apple Cup win.
Allows the front seven to focus on everything in front of them.
They fake the jet sweep to Ahmed. Browning with the deep drop to let the routes develop, with the coverage downfield solid, so he has to heave it away. They play really good
box down around the line of scrimmage because they play man-to-man. I mean, look at the coverage downfield. That's Marquise Blair in the secondary. They're not fooled by it. They're not going to allow Washington to take some of these big chunks and big plays. Unique in their coaching, but it's also recruiting and identifying the guys that work.
First touch for Aaron Fuller. He's been quiet the last few weeks. Out of the gun on 3rd and 7, setting up a screen. Here's Savon Ahmed out of the backfield, exploding past the chains for a first down.
He's always there to make plays.
Here's play action. Gaskin out of the backfield was open. The defense closes and limits him to a short gain. Ballard, tight end to the left side of the formation, crossing the field, knocked down and incomplete.
Boy, he's not able to get any penetration, but he's watching the eyes of Browning. They like to run the crossing routes, and he just gets his hands up into the passing lanes. And I gotta tell you, even if
Browning steps into a slant, it's broken up and incomplete. Jalen, 14 plays, march it all the way down before turning it over on downs. Here Browning has time to get through his progression and dump it off to Gaskin for a short gain. We go down to on 2nd and 9. He's back to throw with the blitz picked up. Across his body, ill-advised and incomplete. It was dropped.
Excuse me, he's right there on the other side of the field. Right here on the left side. And that's really the key, is if
Bocelli just get it off in time. Browning down the sideline, wants Fuller, but it's out of his reach, and it's 4th down with an intent here, Bruce. Browning looking wide side, and a strong throw to Aaron Fuller, who steps out of the tackle of Julian Blackman and turns it into a big play.
Outside, in stride, and then it allows Fuller to be able to force Blackman to have to make a tackle in space. He's able to pick up the additional yards. He's got a hand on that.
Here comes an end around. Savon Ahmed, a lot of room, a blocker in front, but a nice job to work around those blocks by the Utah defense. Jalen Johnson and Chase. 3 receivers, a tight end and a running back to choose from, and on the slant he finds Ty Jones, who juggles. It is picked off.
Top of your screen. Everyone else clears out in front of him. He does a good job of widening the defender, and it, again, you can't throw that football any better.
All time against the Utes. Out of an empty set to open this drive. Browning hitting a crossing Bocelli, who beat Corian Ballard for a first down. His 3 tight end set. And play action for Browning. Lets it fly. Incomplete. Wanted Hunter Bryant.
Utah dropped the coverage on Drew Sample. He's going to be coming across the field. No one runs with him. It's one for Jake Browning, where if you can, you got to get off your first read. Maybe you find a window to Sample for a huge play.
On 3rd down, he looks far side, then he gets chased and spikes it into the ground with Cody Barton.
Up sled when you're a quarterback and you got to screen, because that linebacker coming, usually the running back has him. So once he
downs and an interception, putting an end to them. Here's Gaskin, wants to throw back to Browning. Instead will tuck it and turn it into something. Well, they wanted to hit a big play.
Waving and go, no, don't throw it. Don't do it. It's not there. Trying to be tricky.
For the 3rd time tonight, a wide snap pulled in by Browning, tries to go out the back door, then pays the price, getting sacked.
Play at the very beginning, and then Tafua gets into the backfield. Anai was waiting for Browning on the opposite backs.
2nd and long, quickly to Bocelli. Trying to set up the blocks. He does to get a chunk back, and then drags the much bigger Lucky Fotu to within a yard. Extra. On 3rd and 1, Jake Browning to sneak it. He's got a first down.
It's one of those reasons why he's got
on him if they decide to go that route. Browning looking his direction, steps into the out pattern for Fuller, but it's incomplete.
Gotta put a little bit more on that, and we're seeing once again Washington deciding to go for it on 4th down.
2nd time tonight. Utah shows pressure. They bring a man off of the near side. Browning steps up. He tries to run for the first down and does to the 20. Fully extended for a gain.
First downs, it makes you that much more impactful as a quarterback. Drops back, feels the pressure, and a natural seam is created. And
On 3rd and 2, they roll Jake Browning. Eyes in the end zone. Double clutches. Throws it up for grabs and incomplete. Wanted Cade Otton. Defeat.
And tough call when Gaskin's only 5'10" and you got a 6'2" safety.
Browning moved off his spot into a tight window. Has Hunter Bryant for a first down near midfield. Hunter Bryant. He comes back in early November and has just been getting better and better. Huge cushion for Andre Bocelli to take advantage of. Another Washington first
on the field.
Couple tight ends in there to block for a screen to Aaron Fuller. Chopped down by Julian Blackman. On 3rd and 7, they rush only 4. So Browning with time to get through his progression, deliver a strike, but shy of the marker. Hitting center. He does sneak it. And he might have fallen.
That's where you want to try to go with the football. You can see Jake Browning's trying to get there. It's tough, though. Those D linemen are sub-game.
So first down from the 30, and off play action. Browning into the flats, a low throw, skipping it to Cade Otton. 12th play. It's 2nd and 10. It's Browning to throw. He steps up. He's being chased. He'll take off with a flag down, likely holding as Browning slides down inside.
He's working on Penasini. And right there, see as he looks to pull away, and excuse me, when a quarterback scrambling that way.
So 2nd and 20. It's a screen for Ahmed. Got a block. And got 8 yards.
That was McGarry.
And bringing the house against Browning. Trying to beat it over the top. Incomplete.
Means is eventually there's going to be a free rusher. Browning knows he's got to get the football out, but because of the collision so far in this game.
They are going to try for it. Browning scrambling, throwing on the move. There is Bocelli, but Utah, as they've done all night, so good in the open.
Good decisions.
From the 6, play action for Browning, and wide open is Cade Otton. Breaks a tackle and gets 8 yards.
Much production for Gaskin. It was Browning. Had a huge day.
Here he's got time. Runs into the arms of Lucky Fotu and succumbs to the big fella on a gain of 2.
In front you're going to see. The tight end's going to try to sit over the football. No one's there. The Utah defense has this figured out.
Utah backs off with 7 in coverage. A twist, able to flush Browning from his spot. Throws on the move to Drew Sample. A drive extender on 3rd and long.
Concerned with is once Browning buys time, he keeps his eyes downfield, and he ends up finding Sample for the big play.
Bocelli in motion. They fake it to him. Browning with a deep drop. Deep routes developing, but covered. And so he checks it down to Ahmed. He made one man miss. Chase Hansen finished him off, and again it's Browning to Bocelli, who's wide open, and he's got just enough for a first skin. It's a trick play. Browning sets his feet right back to Gaskin, who gets a couple. Boy, they've tried to run a couple tricks.
He's going to leak out up the sideline. All these tricks and different gadgets that you got in your playbook. Chris Peterson wants to dial them up. Look at that. And he's got all that room.
Just didn't see him. And 7 with a play clock winding down. They just get it off. And again, flushed out of the pocket and will run. Shows off a good burst to get 2 tight ends on the field here. They'll let Browning throw on first down. He swings it outside. And Jacob Kaiser on the 16th play of the drive. He's under pressure. He heaves it outside. He's got Bocelli, who extends the ball. Where to Browning against a 4-man rush, well protected. He's been effective with his feet so far tonight. Here, he only gets a couple. Bradley and I